Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about the instant access ports on a Whitley workstation. Whitley workstations are offered in two main formats, and that is the instant access port and the sleeved port. So I wanted to go over a little bit about the use of the sleeved port before we get into talking about the instant access port. So these sleeved ports are intended for laboratories who are going to be working inside of the chamber for a prolonged period of time. So with the sleeved ports, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds to enter the workstation because we are using gas. In a clinical setting, it's common for laboratories to be just using their anaerobic workstations as incubators. So there's a need to be able to immediately access the chamber, observe plates, and exit the chamber in a quicker fashion. So Don Whitley Scientific has a patent on the instant access ports, so these cannot be found on any other competitive system on the market. The system has a positive pressure, so when we open the porthole doors, we'll find that gas is just escaping. There's never going to be any ingress of laboratory air, potentially compromising our anaerobic conditions. So to access the chamber, there's just a single ratchet on each door, so there's no concern of over-tightening the door to the chamber. So we'll just open that up with one simple turn. So this is the primary seal to the chamber. Before we go in the chamber, we would advise you to coat your hands with dry lube powder. If we don't coat our hands with dry lube powder, we'll find that our skin or our lab glove will stick to the membrane and potentially cause it to stretch. So it's important to just put a little bit on your hand. We don't want to put too much because if we do put too much, it could potentially cause some residual powder to create some dusting inside of the workstation. So use it, but use it sparingly before you enter the chamber. So once we've coated our hands in the dry lube powder, we're ready to access the chamber. The membrane is friendly to both short and long sleeves. If you are using long sleeves, just simply grab the sleeve with your hand like this, and then we can enter the chamber. It's important to remember when we're entering the chamber, we don't want to cause any gas to just be freely blowing outside of the chamber. So when we enter, we want to make sure we go in until we get a relatively good seal around our forearm and we can no longer hear gas being called for. And then we want to observe on the touch screen that the pressure is completely stable. Once we've done what we need to do inside of the chamber, we can now exit. It's important to remember that when you exit the chamber, you want to remove your arm relatively slowly. Reason being is that if we remove our arm from the chamber too quickly, it could potentially pull a vacuum and cause an ingress of laboratory air into the anaerobic workstation and compromise anaerobic conditions. So remember to just move your arm out very, very slow, preventing that vacuum from forming, keeping the pressure as stable as possible. And then just close the porthole door just like that. Over time, it's very typical for users to just be entering through this right side porthole door simply because whenever we're going in to observe plates, we typically only need one arm. So we will find that the membrane on this side will wear out a little bit more quickly than this one. A good way to avoid that is to just simply swap these two membranes. That way we can get a little more life out of just using this side. So overall, the instant access ports are a great solution for quickly accessing the chamber, and they are intended for customers who are primarily using the anaerobic workstation as an incubator. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.